Oh my gosh, this is getting kind of wild. So apparently they're now talking about $1,000 to $2,000 per month in addition to the stimulus check for $1,400 bucks.
Oh my God.
And to make matters worse, give me a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see this? You see this? That's exactly what people have been doing with their stimulus checks and they don't even know it yet. So stay tuned, you're gonna wanna stick around for this one. What's up you guys? Drew Romeo here, back with another video. Again, welcome back to the Freedom Nation. And for those of you guys who are new to the Freedom family, please feel free to subscribe right now and click the like button and don't forget to hit the bell to let you know when we go live again. All right, so let's get right into it. We're gonna talk about a few things and man, this is pretty wild and it's getting kind of crazier by the day, I'm noticing, right? Number one, we're gonna talk about the $1,000 to $2,000 additional monthly stimulus that people are starting to talk about, which is kind of wild to me, but we'll get into that. But first, let's talk about people throwing away their stimulus money in the trash. And again, I don't really blame them, it's not their fault. But if I were you, I would go back and check your junk mail again, because you might wanna watch this next clip.
There's something that's even more frustrating for a lot of people. People are accidentally throwing their checks away now. John Matarese explains the confusion so you don't waste your money.
Jim Wallace almost tossed this letter he received in the mail the other day.
I received in a white envelope with clear plastic on the top left corner and in the middle.
Nowhere was a U.S. Treasury or IRS return address that would have indicated a stimulus payment.
This address here with a little seal. It didn't look like U.S. government mail.
So apparently people have been receiving letters in the mail that look similar to like spam mail you get from like a credit card that's getting you to sign up with maybe like a little fake plastic card. But I assure you, it may not come in the way or a form that you recognize, because normally the checks come out and they look like this, right? And that's the IRS normal Treasury Department checks. But in this case, in order to speed things up, the IRS decided to go a different route, which is sending you a debit card that's already prepaid, ready for you to pretty much use right away. Again, if you want to withdraw the money, there is some type of fee that's associated with it, just like any prepaid card. Some people are a little upset about that because they had no idea that it would be coming in this form. And so I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that your checks may be coming in the form of a debit card, so that way they can get it to you as soon as possible. And this is how they're arriving in mail. So if you guys want to find out a little bit more about the article and where I found it and what to look out for, check out the article link down below. You can watch the video yourself and watch the entire thing, so that way you're not caught up throwing away your stimulus check, because trust me, that would not be a good day. But in the event that you do throw it away by an accident, I know a couple people have commented on my last video saying, hey, it says that it was sent out January 6th and I haven't received it yet. You may possibly have thrown it out, or it may not have arrived yet, or it may be stuck in limbo somewhere. So either way, what I would do is that you could claim it in your taxes for this year in 2020, and they are ready for that. They know that many people are going to be submitting their rebate recovery credit, and so I would advise you to do that. That way you at least know for sure that you are plugging yourself into the system, so that way you can get your stimulus check back in the form of a tax refund. Now mind you again guys, I believe the taxes this year, they're going to be opening around February 12th is when they're going to start to accept taxes. So I want you guys to be aware, be vigilant, and please look out for that junk mail, because not everything is junk in there. It could possibly be your stimulus check. So keep an eye out for that. And now for the crazy request. And you know what? It's crazy because I'm thinking of it in the sense of debt, but it's pretty wild because to be able to pay every American $1,000 to $2,000 after getting their $1,400 stimulus check, I think it's gonna be a tough one to swallow. But let's hear what she has to say. This is gonna be coming from the reporter, or the person who written this article, Miss Natalie Foster, who's actually a co-founder and co-chair of the Economic Securities Project. So I'm gonna read for you an excerpt right now. Let's see what she says. She says, the hole America faces is deeper and getting deeper every day as COVID-19 cases mount and the economy struggles to restart, which is why Washington must think bigger for the recovery package. The biggest danger right now is doing little rather than too much. President Biden's leadership on bold relief comes at a crucial time. And so she's definitely a supporter of Biden's plan for $1.9 trillion. But what she's saying is that pretty much is that it's only a band-aid, and even Biden's plan is considered more like a down payment, if anything, because the crises in which people are going through, having hunger issues and not having enough benefits, what we talked about in my last video. If you guys missed that, catch that, please, and get caught up. The last video talked about the SNAP programs being increased by 15%, and this is Biden's one of the executive orders that he signed off. And so these are things that you want to keep in mind, especially when there's being talks of now possibly of people wanting to have a recurring monthly stimulus check. I personally don't know if that's going to happen. That's a lot of money. Like, to have someone get paid that every single month, month in and month out, that's a lot of money. So let's see what she says. Giving people money is a proven, fast, equitable strategy to spur economic recovery. The truth is, we need recurring stimulus checks in addition to established progressive policies like unemployment insurance and the child tax credit and earned income tax credit that uplift all American, especially communities of color, until this pandemic is over. Now that's a deep one. Saying that we need recurring checks in order to keep this afloat kind of worries me a bit, because of course, if you guys search up anywhere online, we are the #1 in debt country in the entire world, meaning the globe, right? And so I think it's pretty scary to think that we would need to go that route. But from what I'm hearing, a lot of people, and even folks that have commented on my videos, have lost their jobs as of late. And it's not easy. And I understand where she's coming from, but I don't know if it's going to sit well in the long term for our country. So let's go ahead and see what else that she says. So Natalie brought up an interesting point, which I wasn't aware of. She mentioned that US employees in December cut 140,000 jobs that were all led by women. Didn't know that. While men gained in employment. Didn't know that either. She says on top of that, women ended 2020 with 5.4 million fewer jobs than they had in February, before the pandemic even began, while men lost 4.4 million jobs over that same period of time. So pretty interesting facts, and I understand that she's saying that the disparities, of course, are larger amongst the Black and Latinx workers, which is pretty evident. If you look at the statistics, that's exactly what it is. And so she goes on to say, families experiencing economic hardships need relief that is both fast, the IRS can get the money into the Americans' bank accounts in a matter of days nowadays, and sustained. Bills keep coming and checks need to keep coming too. And she says that the CARES Act literally ran out for many families after a couple of months. And so the programs we already have are essential to expand, but we need to do more and faster. So again, she's bringing up great points, but to say that everyone's gonna get an additional $1,000 to $2,000 per month, like, all I see is a bunch of Benjis just leaving our country. And then of course, I'm thinking about the valuation of our dollar. I mean, it's just, in order to make this happen, the printing of money will just never stop. I don't think it's ever going to stop, because at this rate and the way this pandemic is playing out and the way things are looking, I'm not sure if I feel 100% confident that this is the route that they should go. I'm not done yet. She actually has a few more points. She says, alongside unemployment insurance, a relief proposal at the scale of the crisis should include the promised $2,000 check, followed by additional checks of $1,000 or more monthly, or at least quarterly, until unemployment approaches pre-pandemic levels. And we can target this relief to families who need it most. And so this right here is an important point. Now, she said monthly or at least quarterly. Now, quarterly makes a bit more sense than per month, because I think that's just that's a tough, huge, horse-sized pill to swallow, man. I mean, like $2,000 per month, that's insane. So Natalie as well brings up an interesting point as well, talking about research from the Urban Institute research. She said it shows that just one more $1,200 stimulus check could keep 8 million Americans out of poverty, while 2 more checks could save 14 million from falling into poverty. And she says, imagine what monthly checks could do for the struggling American families. Interesting point. Now, again, like I said, I have my feelings about that. I don't know how, and I know this is just a thought, but to me, it's kind of a borderline scary thought that we're even at this point where people are going to need recurring checks in order to keep the economy alive. Like, what are we going to do to repay that debt back? Who are we going to owe? And how much money will be printed? These are the types of questions that I'm thinking about. But again, it's just come from me. So I'm wondering what you guys think about. Do you think that this will pass? Do you think that this is a good idea to start paying monthly checks to everyone who's in need of it, obviously in the United States, knowing that the debt crisis is what it is? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I am truly interested about this one. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Also, President Biden had a little quote in here as well. He said, President Biden appears to understand we must avoid that mistake this time at all costs, meaning not allowing the American people to see how active the government is. And what she says that is failure to do so will cost us dearly. Says checks made government support visible to Americans, and we must not underestimate the power of putting money in people's pockets at a time when so many are just barely scraping by. Now, these are some powerful words that are being said right now, both for good and also have some caveats with it. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but I wanted to make sure you guys were aware. And you've seen this article. If you want to check it out below in the description, I have it there. If you guys are getting value from this, please do me a quick favor. It's completely free. All you got to do is hit that little thumbs up button and also hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell so that way when I release videos, whenever these news outlets get out, I want to make sure that you guys get the quick skinny of it. And then you can have the links of all the articles in the description like I always promise. So that is it, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching this. Again, if you guys aren't a part of the Freedom family, please do so. It's going to be a real quick click tap of a button. And again, we'd love to have you here. We talk about all things personal finance. Once we help you to understand your personal finance, to get your debt and your life together, then we'll show you other opportunities as well on how you can capitalize on that by starting businesses from home, both online and offline, without having all your eggs in one basket, which is currently right now your job. And we all know what happened in 2020. Let that not be you, please. And if you are in need right now, if you just lost your job, we are all praying for you. We're behind you, supporting you. And I will promise to bring value in this channel to help you find ways that you can create wealth for yourself and your family. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you guys in the next video. As always, peace and love.